Vocês estão bem? Eu tô bem. Eu sou Edu e sejam muito, mas sejam muitos bem-vindos ao meu canal. E galerinha, seguinte, estamos aqui no vídeo de hoje, como você já conhece, é o GENSHIN IMPACT. E estamos aqui fazendo novamente mais uma parte da missão do Arconte, aquela missão na qual a gente estamos tentando ajudar e desvendar quem é e o que é que aconteceu no ritual de ascensão, né? Já fizemos bastante coisa, já fomos para bastante lugares. Cadê? Estávamos ali na missão passada. Caso você não tenha visto, perdeu bastante coisa. Mas se você já viu, então que tal deixar aquele like, né? E se preparar para a aventura. Vamos ver o que vai acontecer na aventura. Vamos lá ver. E pronto. Vamos a isso. Lembrando sempre de estar se inscrevendo no canal, tá compartilhando, tá deixando o like. E eu tenho um comentário dizendo qualquer coisa. Ah, você esqueceu de fazer isso, você esqueceu de fazer aquilo. Ó, os fatores. Mas esse fator...
Seems as though something big has happened. We should ask around a little, just to be safe.
Esse fator aí é diferente dos outros fatores normal. Olha, ele tá me olhando. Olha lá. Vamos ver se ele vai olhar pra cá agora. Olha lá, ele olhou. Vamos lá falar com ele. E aí, Félix? Você tá bem?
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo Archon.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Parece que as coisas não podemos ficar aqui paradinhos.
Neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Having connections with the Fatui seems
Ué,
to
ele
be
foi
quite a
embora?
double-edged sword. a fuse.
Detonador. Cara de cabelo laranja. Acho que...
Mama gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. Well, where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Eu acho que ele vai estar perto do banco lá. É lá mesmo que eu tava pensando. Naquela casa lá perto do banco. Ele tava lá sempre. Agora ela já aguenta correr mais. Por que? É você, a gente tá no seu mundo, tem que ser você. Não é ela, o mundo dela é o outro. Quando eu estiver na terra dela, aí já é diferente. Ó, tá tendo festa lá embaixo, ó. O pessoal tá batendo palma e cantando. Ah, é que é carnaval. Tá tendo carnaval. Lá embaixo o carnaval voltou. Não, o lugar que eu tava pensando era outro. Não era aqui. Eu não lembro de ter vindo aqui ainda. Perseguindo a verdade, não mexe com você. Não, Ember, eu vou tirar você. Deixar ele fazer parte da minha missão. Saiu. Ué, não quer deixar eu seguir? E também não quer entrar? Ai, 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 ai. Até parou tudo, ó. Vamos lá tentar fazer de novo a missão agora. Ai, tá tentando entrar ainda. Tá tentando entrar no meu mundo. Ah, entendi, mas lá dentro. Vamos ver se ele... Olha que personagem bonitinho. Ó. Estiloso ele, hein? Ah, não pode. Ih, jovem. Queria deixar você participar, mas como é que é? Agora eu preciso fazer essa missão. Daí não vou poder jogar contigo. Sim, eu queria que você me ajudasse, mas eu não posso seguir a missão sem... Você vai ter que sair. Sai, aí agora, como é que eu faço? Você vai ter que sair para mim poder continuar, pra poder abrir a missão. Tem que mandar aqui. Vamos lá.
Scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Vamos ter que voltar ao single play para poder continuar a missão. Senão não vai poder continuar. Vamos lá tentar agora. Aí, agora foi. Agora deu pra seguir. A Ember vai sair. E entra você.
Let me help you.
Aí, eles nem colocaram aqui. Aí, vamos lá. Os mais poderosos guerreiros. Os mais poderosos da minha equipe.
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the
Olha, cheio de moeda ali.
And so full of Mora. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing.
É, eu concordo. Se fosse tão fácil.
Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is alright.
Pra quem já assistiu o Hobbit, sabe que não é uma boa ideia ter esse monte de moeda de ouro e um dragão bem ali. Não é a melhor decisão. Vamos ver aqui esse jovem. Acorda, meu. Acorda. O que tem por aqui? Essa daqui tá fechada. Vamos ver pra cá também. Pra cá também não tem nada. Aqui mais um deitadinho. Tem que acordar, jovem. Ali o dragão ali. Ué, não quer subir agora. Aqui mais um guarda inconsciente. Dormindo em serviço, né? O jeito é ir lá no dragão mesmo. Vamos ver. Vai que vai me atacar agora. Vamos lá ver.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine
Aí,
you'd be entitled to
sabia?
a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort?
Olha
Stopping the Moramins,
só.
hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy is already passed.
Vamos ver o quanto você é forte
If
então.
it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there?
Por que eu nunca poderia derrotar ele?
Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see you live up to it.
Ah, vamos ver. Agora começa a pancadaria.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me.
Você fala demais, menininho. Oi.
Oh, so sorry. Passable effort.
Steady as stone.
Ué, fugiu?
How unbecoming. Run all you like.
I missed a spot.
So quick to flee.
Leave it all to me.
You made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously. Good. No wonder Senora was so worried.
Evoluiu, é.
Well, that just means I can go all
Ficou
out.
preto agora.
Brace yourself. This is about to get tough.
Ai,
Now,
ai,
show
doeu.
me what you can do against the might of a
Ai,
Harbinger.
doeu.
What's the hurry? Don't push your luck.
Eita, nós. Eita, doeu.
You're
Picou.
getting on my nerves. Got you.
Steady as stone.
No use hiding back there. My turn.
Meu turno, né?
Got you.
Ei! Ai, sai de perto de mim.
I'll catch up.
Só porque você ficou aí.
Someone needs assistance. I must leave no stone unturned. Nice and spicy. I'll catch up.
Freeze. Cool it.
Someone needs assistance.
Errou, errou.
Got some skills.
Errou.
Leave it all to me.
Freeze.
Eita, que pancada ali. Eita, nós. Eita, eita. Eita.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Don't get frostbite. Dodge this. Itching time.
Ah, eu sabia que você não ia ser palha pra mim. Ué, eu perdi ainda?
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But
Agora é hora de eu virar Super Saiyajin ou de espantar minha Bankai. Ó, tomou na cara. Tomou na cara.
didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected.
Ai, matou. Matou mais um.
Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Caraca, você faz fogo e água. Eita, nossa senhora. Agora virou um Digimon. Meu Deus do céu.
Not bad. But this is going to cost you. Yeah.
Caraca, véi. Aí, agora que o bicho vai pegar.
Someone needs assistance.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you?
Ficou bravinho, é?
Move faster, or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. once it's over. Now, don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it! Steady as stone.
Cool it.
Leave it all to me. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Freeze.
As a dutiful maid would.
Ah, fugiu. Eita, uma baleia. Não é todo dia que você vê uma baleia.
I'll catch up.
Dodge this. Die here.
Someone needs assistance.
Ai, ai, ai.
I'll catch up.
Mas você não se movimenta, né? A sua forma é só pra amedrontar.
No stone unturned.
Porque parece que você não consegue lutar direito.
Steady as stone. Boba, get them!
Cool it.
I'll catch up.
Olha lá a baleia, olha lá a baleia. Eita.
I must leave no stone unturned. Out of the frying pan.
Die here.
Ai, sai daí, sai daí, sai daí.
If at first you don't succeed,
Ai, vai morrer. Vai morrer, vai morrer.
leave it all to me.
Errou, errou.
I'll catch up.
Oh, pegou.
Steady as stone.
Olha lá a baleia, olha lá a baleia, olha lá a baleia. Corre da baleia.
I'll catch up. Leave it all to me. Nice and spicy. If at first you don't succeed,
Tá morrendo, tá morrendo.
steady as stone.
Primeiro, acho que eu ia demorar mais, né?
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And Now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
É verdade, ela tentou mesmo.
Far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Eu já tinha reparado que ele estava vivo, sim. Eu já tinha reparado. E já até sei quem deve ser. Já até sei.
Is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
A gente fez essa missão que estava replicando os selos.
With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Ó a história dele agora. Já contou a história de dois, agora a história da água, do vento e das pedras. Agora é o da água. Vamos ver como é que é a história dele. Eita! Eita! Dá medo, hein?
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Corre, menino, corre, corre, corre.
He's already gone. That guy is fast.
Será que ele virou a baleia ou virou a água?
What's going on?
Ih, ferrou tudo agora. Será que ele virou o Kraken?
jade chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Lila yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Ué, você por aqui?
Hold on. It's the Adept.
Eita, e ela também? A outra também?
Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chi-Sing.
Aquela pássara ali que ficou... Foi sacana.
Calamity of such magnitude.
Aquele ali de fogo foi bonzinho.
For now, and unite against this common enemy.
Olha a velhinha também que fez eu ficar dentro do jarro.
Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Lila? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy. Even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chi-Sing, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Olha ela aí, a chata.
The Chi-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
As battle begin now.
Yep.
Eita, olha. Eita, agora vai. Eita. Olha lá o pau torando. Meu Deus do céu. Ó o cerdo. Toma, toma.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
Olha. Eita, nós. Que batalha épica. Meu Deus, que batalha épica. É, eu nem tô recuperando. Cadê?
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
Freeze!
Tá fugindo não, volta aqui.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Ah, o soldado chato. A Lisa é feroz, a Lisa é muito top demais.
stone. Booba, get them! You're toast!
Don't be a killjoy. We only just begun.
Cadê? O que tá acontecendo? Ei, vai tacar um Kamehameha lá, uma Dekidama.
Be careful not to get hit.
Ah, me acertou.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
The ancient gods attacking again! There are so many between too! We kill them!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Sai daí! Sai daí!
Here, take this.
This is Depthal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow! It's Madame Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Olha, o Keita também tá upado.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your
Olha lá, ele vai atacar de novo.
and
Olha
fight
lá.
with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War! So this is what Gunny is like in a fight!
Agora ele tacou com água.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Ah, ele fica mais rápido, ó. Ele tá mais rápido. Cadê? De onde vai aparecer os caras? Cadê?
What's the hurry?
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of Adeptal energy
Okay.
at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Você. Cadê?
I must leave no stone unturned.
Sai daí. Sai daí. Sai daí de perto. Sai daí de perto.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
I'll catch up. As a deed for made one.
Vai, sai daí. Não vai pra lá não. Fica aqui.
Catch up.
Olha lá os vagabundos lá.
Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Cadê? De onde tá vindo? Ai, consegui. Quem me dera fazer só um ataque assim e derrubar. Quem me dera.
Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Eita! Olha só.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Ah, ele vai devolver o ataque. Ele vai devolver. Ah, não. Ah, não. Vai atacar a cidade.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what. I have another idea. What do you mean, Lady Ningguang? I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
No.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Ela vai jogar o castelo dela em cima do bicho. Lindo demais, lindo demais. Impressão minha, ele ficou com poder de fogo agora. O personagem principal. Cara, mas toda essa sequência... Cara, toda essa sequência foi muito linda. Muito linda mesmo.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income. At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
Oh.
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
E aí, meu, você tá bem? Tudo bem com você?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be.
Eu conheci você na luta.
Mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Olha, a menininha também.
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of
Mudou de ideia mesmo. Então, meus, não sei se você chegou a ver, mas acabou de ter uma excelente batalha, cara. Uma batalha muito linda, cheio de poderes grandioso, ataques fenomenais, Genkidama, Kamehameha e uns Hadoukens no meio. Foi lindo demais.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Você não viu, né, a batalha, mas quando tu passou por ela, o que você achou? Deixa lá no comentário, no vídeo, para todo mundo ver como é que foi a experiência. Eu curti demais, gostei demais.
But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhang Li's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshan Funeral Parlor.
Ai, a coisa morreu. Ela faleceu. Bom, galerinha. Cara, eu não tenho mais nada que eu possa dizer. Como tá ali o meu amigo ali diz, Foi top demais. Top, top, top. Despedida carinhosa. E se por acaso tu chegou até aqui e caiu de paraquedas, não sabe o que está acontecendo, estamos aqui fazendo a live do GENSHIN IMPACT. Fazemos todas as segundas e no meio da semana estamos lançando vídeos novos. Então, se você gostou do que viu agora, pensa lá em se inscrever, em deixar um like, deixar um comentário, compartilhar, mostrar para algum amiguinho que também goste, para ele estar vendo. E acho que é só. Então, eu acho que eu vou ficando por aqui. Esse vídeo foi mais para a gente poder ver essa luta que foi sensacional. E eu te espero no próximo vídeo. Obrigado, valeu, falou, até a próxima e fui.